Hey everybody, just wanted to mention a few things about what goes on in class. As always, even when I'm talking about something, answering questions from one of the groups or giving a presentation, lecture, or whatever you want to call it, feel free to interrupt. I'm a teacher. I get interrupted for a living. It's okay. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you need clarification, if you have any questions about things that I mention as we're going, definitely feel free to Google it and find out what I'm talking about, or ask the question. The best conversation we can have comes from your questions. I can tell you a bunch of stuff that I think you need to know, but you might know it already. Or I can answer questions that are based exactly on what you need. And so feel free to interject. That's probably a better terminology to use than interrupt. Interject and get your questions answered. Everybody's welcome to jump into the conversation. So, and another thing I might mention is this is real learning that's going on. So if there's something that you glean from the conversation we're having or the things that I'm talking about, if there's terminology, if there are examples, if there's something that connects from what I'm saying to what you've read or watched or written about, add it into your notes. Put it into the margins. That's why I say leave a lot of white space, because you might want to add something else in there. So if something comes up, feel free to add it in. Take what I'm saying and add it in as an example, as a real-world documentation of the abstract theories that are being read about and talked about in class. Put the stuff into your notes. Pay attention to what you're thinking about. Pay attention to the learning that you're doing. And think about what you're thinking about, and then write it down. Oh, this is an example of that. Let me add that to my notes so I can remember it later. So just a couple bits of advice as we're talking and learning how to learn together. Add it to your notes. Ask a question about it. Interject. This is a conversation. It's a learning conversation for a long, long time. Well, at least until May.